Hey guys, Baxter here, and today on Inkscape, I'm going to be showing you how to make a low poly design. I'm going to be showing you how to make one of a person's face, but this does work for animals and other living things. I would not recommend using this on something like a tree or something like that. I mean, it is living, but I don't feel like it would come out as well as a human's face would. So you're going to open up Inkscape and import your image. What you're also going to make sure you do is you're going to make sure you have the Align and Distribute menu open, the Layers menu open, and the Edit Objects, Colors, Gradients, and Paths menu open. Also, make sure when you go to File, Document Properties, Show Page Border is not checked, and you also want to make sure View is set to Custom, and the Zoom is 1:1. Once you have that, you're going to scroll in pretty far onto the subject, so you're pretty far zoomed in, and you're gonna get the ellipse tool. Then you're gonna hit Control and Shift and make a perfect circle, a really small one. That's pretty good. Now I'm gonna take the actual Select tool and I'm gonna turn that red, so I can either do it over here or I can just click down here. So now I'm going to zoom out a little bit, and then I actually can make this a little bit larger, I think. Something like that is good. So now I'm just going to place this on, say whoa. You know what, I'm just going to make it a little larger for the purposes of this video. It doesn't need to be that small, it's not going to really affect anything later. So I feel like that's actually a pretty good size. Now, what you're gonna do is you're gonna right click it, and then you're gonna copy. Next, wherever you hold your mouse and paste, which is Control V, that is gonna paste the actual thing. So go around his main features. So first, like his eyes, his lips, his beard, mustache, his ears, his eyebrows, his nose, and stuff like that. And remember, the more dots you do, the longer it's going to take later. So you don't want to do like a ridiculous amount of dots. You just want enough so that it's going to, it's going to be, you're going to be able to tell it's him. So I'm just going to go around his face and first do the outlines of everything. And you can go back later and fill it in. See, I'm deleting that because that's not good. I'm also going to delete that. Actually, yeah, so wherever there are corners, you sort of want to do those first to set out like a grid or like a border for you to go off of. So do that corner, do this. I'll just put one in the middle, and then I'll put one right here. Now I'm going to do the inside. Alright, and now I'm just going to go around his face doing his main features. I'm not going to do his face yet, we're going to do that later. So I'm just going to speed up this video and get back to you when I'm done. Alright, now just a reminder that the more dots you do, it is the more detail. So I might have actually done too many dots, but that does mean that there will be more detail in those places where there is a lot of dots. But it will take a lot longer. Like, just a little bit amount of dots is going to make it take a lot longer to actually fill in each of the, like, the angles. So now what you're going to do when you have the main features filled in is you're going to go around his face. You're not going to do his hair yet. Well, you can do his hair. Just make sure you don't fill it in yet. Just do the outline. I'd recommend doing the outline of everything first. So, like, I'm just going to start by going around his face, and then when you're done with that, you can just sort of fill everything in, and I'll show you guys what I mean when I'm done going around his face. Alright, so I've outlined everything now, and now we're going to actually go in and fill stuff in. So for the hair, you're just going to want to do a couple of dots every once in a while, because it's basically all the same color. For something like this that's so thin, you're not actually going to want to do any. But for something like this, you might just do one dot every once in a while. And for this, maybe just one. And then you're just gonna sort of go around his face. And if the face is super symmetrical, you can just do half and then copy. But I like this because I like how everything looks different. Like, it's not all gonna be the exact same, just like the human face. Gosh. Definitely do not do it like that. Don't have that many dots. So I'm just gonna go around his face placing dots, and then I'll come back to you guys when I'm done. Alright guys, so I finished up this, and now what you're gonna do is you're gonna zoom out, and then you're gonna make sure everything is deselected, and then you're gonna click and drag over all of the dots. Not the actual image, just the dots. Then what you're gonna do with all of the dots selected, you're gonna click on extensions, then you're gonna go to generate from path, and then Verney diagram. I don't know how to pronounce it, but the thing that says blank diagram. And then for the type of diagram, make sure you have the Delaunay triangulation selected, and for the bounding box of diagram, make sure you have automatic from selected objects selected. Now you're gonna click apply, and it'll like be doing its magic, and it'll be working. And once that's done, this pop-up will go away there, and you can X out of this, and then boom. Now, as you can see, it looks pretty good, like what I want it to. But let me just zoom in a little bit. That, like, because there was a dot there for the ear and a dot up here for the hair, it sort of connected those, which I don't want. So what I can do is I can just double click on that, make sure just that is selected, and then delete it. I'm just gonna go around and sort of give it a tune-up and delete all the not necessary lines. And I'll come back to you guys when I'm done. Alright, so now that that is done, you're just gonna zoom out once more, and you're gonna make sure everything is deselected, and then you're just gonna click, whoops, sorry about that, click, and as you can see, everything is, all the lines are selected. Now you're gonna just drag that away. Now as you can see, everything that's left is just a bunch of dots. So you're gonna click and drag over just the dots, and then click delete to delete all the dots. Now you're gonna bring this back over where it was, and it shouldn't be that hard because it's basically an outline. Just make sure that's good. Yeah, that's good. Alright. So now when you're done with that, with the lines selected, hit ungroup. This is basically just gonna make it so that you just have a bunch of little triangles that you can then fill in. Now this is the part that takes the longest, but it makes it what it is. You're gonna, you're gonna go up to the highest point. So I think that the highest point is one of these guys. So I'll say it's this one, because we can always go back later and fix it. So make sure you have this, whoops, make sure you have just this one selected, and then you're gonna hit your dropper. Now find a color that is most abundant in that triangle. So I'd say this one. So I click that, and as you can see, it makes that color. Now just hit tab. This will select the next one, and then you just hit that color. Now that means that there's something in here that I don't see because the lines are too thick. So there is a line here connecting this to this, but I can't see it, so I'll just click this, and then we can go back and delete it later. So I'll hit tab, and just keep doing that until you're done. And make sure, you can always go back and change it later, and I'll do that later in this video. But I'll get back to you guys when I'm finished filling in his face. Alright, so I finally got to the bottom, but there are some things I noticed. I noticed how in some places, such as, let me find it, like right here, it didn't like bring me to there. So what I do is I just click on it, get my dropper tool, and fill it in. So click on it, dropper tool, fill it in, click on it, dropper tool, fill it in. Now Some places you might also notice, like right here for me, I don't like that color. It does not look good there. So what you do is you basically find another color that you see that would look better there, and you just click on it. So right there, I feel something like that wouldn't be, whoops, that was connected to the one up there. So make sure you have this, click on it. So, oh no, it was this one. I don't like this one or that one, so I'll do both. So click on it with the select, and then with your dropper, find the other color, and then boom. I'll do that again here, and then dropper, boom. Now, we can fix more later, but let's just look around to see if we see any not filled in spaces. I think we got it, or at least most of it so far pretty well, pretty good. And so now what you're gonna do is you're gonna scroll out, zoom out, and then click and drag over the whole thing, or at least all your triangles or whatever. Then you're gonna hold Shift and then X. Yeah, okay, that was right. So hold Shift and then click the X, which makes it so that there's no stroke, which means that there's no border. Now, right now, you can delete the background. You don't have to, but I will, just so that I can show you all of those white lines. Those are not good. What you want to do is you want to click and drag over the whole thing, right click, click duplicate, or Control D. That got most of them, but there still are some white lines. So, just Control D again, and I think that's it. I think that's all the white lines I think they're all gone. So that's basically it. That's how you do it. You can use this same method for a lot of other things, like faces and animals and stuff like that. You can subscribe to the left, and I don't have any other previous videos, but if I did, they would be to the right. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.